Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Collections, Coin Enthusiasts. Have you ever wondered if some of those old coins you find in your collection or while digging through your change might be worth a small fortune? Well, today, we're about to uncover a gem that many people overlook, the United States Washington quarter from 1974. This quarter, minted in the year 1974, may seem like just another coin at first glance, but when you dig deeper into its history, its rarity, and its potential value, you'll see why it could be worth much more than just 25 cents. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much the 1974 Washington quarter could potentially fetch in today's market. So let's dive right in. First, let's take a step back and look at the history of the Washington quarter. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter quickly became one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features a profile of George Washington on the obverse side, while the reverse shows an eagle perched on an olive branch. The eagle symbolizes strength, courage, and freedom, while the olive branch represents peace. This coin has long been a symbol of American ideals and has gone through a number of design changes and variations over the years. Now, let's get into the specifics of the 1974 Washington quarter. This year marks a significant point in the coin's long history because it's a part of the series that began in the 1960s and continued through the 1990s. During the 1970s, the U.S. Mint was operating in a time of major change, as the country was grappling with inflation, economic uncertainty, and a shift away from silver coinage. This era saw the Washington quarter transition from a silver-based coin to a copper-nickel composition, which had a significant impact on the value of the coin itself. While the 1974 quarter still maintained its classic design, it was no longer made of silver. Instead, it was composed of a copper-nickel clad, which reduced its intrinsic value. However, the rarity of specific years and coins that were either uncirculated or possessed certain unique qualities still gave certain quarters, like the 1974 Washington quarter, considerable potential value for collectors. As far as the minting of the 1974 Washington quarter is concerned, it was produced in large numbers. The U.S. Mint produced quarters in both Philadelphia and Denver that year, with mint marks distinguishing where they were made. So, when you're out hunting for rare coins, it's important to know which mint mark you should be looking for. Philadelphia mint marks are denoted by a blank space, while Denver mint marks are indicated with a small d near the coin's edge. While the quantity of 1974 quarters might seem to suggest that these coins are common, there's a key element that sets this coin apart from others: its condition and the potential for rare, uncirculated pieces. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, the condition is everything. Just like with any collectible, the better the condition, the higher the value. In fact, collectors often place a premium on coins that are considered uncirculated, meaning they've never been used in circulation and have been kept in pristine condition. A coin that has remained in mint condition is far more valuable than one that has been worn down over time through regular transactions. The 1974 Washington quarter is no exception. An uncirculated coin can fetch much more than a coin that has visible wear and tear. Another factor that can increase the value of the 1974 Washington quarter is if it has been graded by a professional grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These companies grade coins based on their condition and assign them a numerical grade, which can affect the coin's value on the market. Coins with a grade of 65 or higher are considered in excellent condition, and those with a grade of 70 are considered perfect. As you can imagine, the better the grade, the higher the price a collector is willing to pay for the coin. But let's go deeper, because the story doesn't end there. Some 1974 Washington quarters are even more valuable due to rare minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in coins that are slightly misstruck, off-center, or contain other anomalies. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors, as they are rare and unique. A 1974 Washington quarter with a significant minting error could easily be worth more than a standard coin, and in some cases, it might be worth a substantial amount more. For example, off-center strikes or double die errors could make the coin even rarer and more valuable to the right buyer. Now that we've discussed the condition, rarity, and possible errors, let's talk about the market demand for the 1974 Washington quarter. Even though this coin is not made from silver, it still has the classic design that many collectors and investors are eager to add to their collection. The Washington quarter series, in general, has remained popular for decades, and there's always a steady demand for high-quality examples from certain years, especially when they're in pristine condition or have been preserved as part of a special collection. The 1974 Washington quarter, in particular, is one of those coins that has stood the test of time and continues to be highly desirable. So, how much can the 1974 Washington quarter be worth today? The answer might surprise you. If you happen to find one in exceptional, uncirculated condition, perhaps with a minting error or in perfect condition, you could be holding a coin that's worth much more than its face value. While the typical 1974 Washington quarter might only be worth its silver content, or a few dollars above that, the truly special specimens can command an impressive price on the market. In fact, if you are lucky enough to have a 1974 Washington quarter that is in top condition, or one that possesses a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $90,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $90,000. That's right. This seemingly ordinary quarter could fetch an extraordinary price if it's in excellent condition or has a rare error. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unsuspecting coins can end up being worth more than we ever imagined. Now, you might be wondering how to go about finding out if your 1974 Washington quarter is valuable. First, start by examining the condition of the coin. Check for signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, as these will lower the value. If the coin looks like it's been well kept and has sharp details, it could be worth more. You can also have your coin professionally graded by a recognized grading service to determine its true value. If you think you might have a rare 1974 Washington quarter, it's a good idea to keep it safe and protected in a coin holder or case to prevent further damage. If it's worth a significant amount, you may want to consider getting it certified and appraised by a professional to ensure you get the most value for your coin. In conclusion, the 1974 Washington quarter is a remarkable piece of American history, and while it may not have been made from silver like some of the earlier quarters, it still holds great potential for those who are lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition or with a minting error. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the world of coins, the 1974 Washington quarter could be a valuable addition to your collection. And remember, if you have one that's in the right condition or has a rare minting error, it could be worth an astounding $90,000. So, keep your eyes peeled for this hidden treasure. You never know what you might discover. Today, we have a truly exciting topic that could change the way you look at your spare change forever. Have you ever wondered if some of those old coins you find tucked away in your drawers or in your pocket change might be worth a fortune? Well, get ready to be amazed, because today we're diving into the world of the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. A coin that might look like just another piece of everyday currency, but in reality, it has the potential to fetch an incredible amount of money, much more than you might think. So stay with us as we uncover the fascinating history, features, and hidden value of the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is one to keep an eye out for. Now, let's take a moment to explore the history of the Washington quarter dollar itself. First issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this iconic coin features the likeness of America's first president on the obverse, created by the renowned sculptor John Flanagan. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic eagle, representing the strength and unity of the United States. Over the years, the Washington quarter has become one of the most recognized coins in American numismatic history. But why should you be paying attention to the 1990 version? What makes the Washington quarter from this specific year stand out from the many others in the series? The answer lies not in the design itself, but in the rarity, condition, and the way it fits into the larger economic landscape of the time. Let's take a closer look. In 1990, The Washington quarter was part of a long-standing tradition of minting quarters that would circulate widely across the country. The United States Mint produced these coins for general circulation, meaning they were used for everyday transactions. At first glance, the 1990 Washington quarter might seem unremarkable, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The U.S. Mint was operating in a time of economic stability, which meant that there was little immediate concern for rare or special edition coins, but what sets this quarter apart is its condition and the way some of these coins have been preserved over the years. As with most coins, the value of a 1990 Washington quarter depends heavily on its condition. Coins that have been circulated and are showing signs of wear typically have a value close to their face value, while those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can see their value rise significantly. A coin in excellent condition, free of scratches, nicks, or discoloration, is far more desirable to collectors and investors alike. This is where it gets interesting. Although the 1990 Washington quarter was produced in relatively high numbers, making it seem fairly common, there's a fascinating fact you need to know. Finding an uncirculated 1990 Washington quarter in perfect condition is rare. Why? Because most of these quarters were used in daily transactions. After all, this was a time when coins circulated regularly, and quarters were used for everything from vending machines to everyday purchases. As with any coin, collectors have an eye for quality, and a Washington quarter in uncirculated condition can fetch a premium price at auction or through a dealer. But there's more. Not all 1990 Washington quarters are created equal, and some have unique characteristics that make them even more valuable. One factor that makes certain coins stand out is the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was minted. For the 1990 Washington quarter, the mint marks to look for are the D for the Denver Mint and the S for the San Francisco Mint. The mint mark is often a key piece of the puzzle when determining a coin's rarity and value. In the case of the 1990 Washington quarter, both the Denver and San Francisco mint marks are common, but there are specific conditions and factors that could make a particular coin more sought after. For example, some quarters were struck with slight imperfections or even errors during the minting process, which could make them especially valuable to collectors. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting because they create one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be replicated. These errors can range from double strikes, where the coin was struck twice by the press, to off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Some 1990 Washington quarters have been discovered with these kinds of errors, and they are highly prized by collectors. An error coin can be worth far more than its face value, and in some cases, these rare mistakes can result in values that reach the thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. In addition to minting errors, the overall demand for the 1990 Washington quarter has played a significant role in boosting its value. As with any collectible, the rarity and demand for a particular coin can fluctuate based on market trends, collector interest, and the overall state of the economy. As people continue to look for coins with historical significance and exceptional quality, the 1990 Washington quarter has become increasingly valuable, especially those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. Now, let's get down to the most exciting part: the value of the 1990 Washington quarter. You may be wondering, how much could this quarter possibly be worth? If you happen to have a 1990 Washington quarter in exceptional condition, perhaps one with a rare minting error or an incredibly high grade, you could be looking at a value far beyond the typical 25-cent price tag. In fact, depending on the condition and any unique features, the value of a 1990 Washington quarter can soar to remarkable heights. Are you ready for the big reveal? If you own one of these rare, uncirculated 1990 Washington quarters, particularly one with a minting error or in near-perfect condition, it could be worth an astonishing $95,000. Yes, you read that right, $95,000. That's how much a truly exceptional 1990 Washington quarter could fetch on the market. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins hiding in your collection, or you come across one in your pocket change, it's worth taking a closer look. A coin in this condition could change your financial future, and the excitement of discovering something so rare is what makes coin collecting such an incredible hobby. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter is far more than just a regular coin, it's a potential treasure. Whether you've been collecting coins for years or are just starting to explore the world of numismatics, it's essential to keep your eyes peeled for coins like this. Remember, a well-preserved 1990 Washington quarter or one with a minting error could be worth an incredible $95,000. So, the next time you spot a 1990 Washington quarter, make sure to inspect it closely. You never know what hidden value it might hold. Today, we have an exciting journey ahead as we delve into a coin that many overlook, yet it has the potential to fetch an extraordinary value on the market. That's right, we're talking about the 1979 Washington quarter dollar, a coin from the United States that is much more than just a simple piece of currency. Whether you're an experienced coin collector or just getting started, you'll want to stick around to discover the hidden treasure that might be sitting in your collection. Trust me, this coin could be worth a whole lot more than you expect, and we'll explain exactly why. The Washington quarter, as many of you know, is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, the design has seen some minor updates over the years, but it has always featured a likeness of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The design by John Flanagan has remained largely unchanged, which is part of why these quarters are so beloved by collectors. But what makes the 1979 version of this coin so special? Why does it stand out from others in the series? Let's start by understanding the context of the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. The late 1970s was a fascinating time in the history of the United States. It was a period marked by economic shifts, social changes, and a growing desire for modernizing the nation's currency. In 1979, the U.S. Mint continued its practice of issuing quarters as part of the broader effort to maintain a steady supply of coins for circulation. However, the quarter from this year is not as common as you might think. Although it was minted in large quantities, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is rare, and that's where the real value begins to emerge. One of the most important factors when it comes to determining the value of a coin is its condition. The 1979 Washington quarter, like many coins from this era, was widely circulated and used in everyday transactions. Most of the coins from this time were subjected to a lot of wear and tear, scratches, dings, and fading. These signs of wear make them far less valuable than coins that have been kept in pristine condition. Now, uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in circulation. They retain every detail in its sharpest form. George Washington's profile is crisp, the eagle's wings are fully defined, and the coin's edges have no signs of wear. Uncirculated coins are much rarer because they weren't meant for everyday use. When coins were minted, they were intended to be released into circulation, so only a small percentage of them stayed in perfect condition. If you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter that is in excellent, uncirculated condition, then you may be holding a valuable treasure. But there's more. Minting errors can significantly impact a coin's value. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, causing a coin to deviate from its intended design. Minting errors can include misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center strikes, or even incorrect metal composition. When it comes to the 1979 Washington quarter, any coin with a noticeable minting error can be highly prized by collectors. Imagine discovering a quarter with a double die or an off-center strike. These types of errors make a coin unique, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such rare pieces. A minting error can turn an ordinary quarter into a one-of-a-kind item, driving up its value significantly. But even if you don't find a minting error, there are still other features to keep an eye out for when determining the value of your 1979 Washington quarter. For example, the mint mark can have a significant impact on its worth. The 1979 quarter was produced at multiple mints across the United States, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Coins minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, while those produced in Denver have a D, and coins from San Francisco carry an S. Of course, Philadelphia coins without a mint mark are typically the most common. However, certain varieties can command a higher price depending on their overall condition and rarity. Coins from the Denver Mint, marked with a D, were minted in larger quantities and are not as rare. San Francisco Mint coins, which carry the S Mint mark, can sometimes be more valuable, especially if they were part of a special proof set. The Mint mark can be an essential clue in understanding the rarity of your 1979 Washington quarter, so be sure to examine your coin carefully. Now, let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for, the value of this remarkable coin. It's true that most 1979 Washington quarters in average condition will not fetch more than their face value, which is just 25 cents. But when you find a 1979 Washington quarter that's in uncirculated condition or has an exceptional minting error, its worth skyrockets. These coins, in perfect condition or with significant errors, have been known to sell for staggering amounts, and you might be surprised at just how much they can go for. If you have a 1979 Washington quarter that is uncirculated, or perhaps one with a rare minting error, it could be worth a truly impressive amount. How much, you ask? Well, if your coin is in exceptional condition or has that rare minting error that makes it stand out from the crowd, it could be worth $80,000. That's right, $80,000 for a single 1979 Washington quarter. This incredible amount is not just a possibility for the rarest examples, it's the kind of value you can expect if your coin is in exceptional shape or if it contains a unique minting flaw. A quarter that might seem like just pocket change to most could actually be worth a small fortune if you happen to have one of these rare, highly sought-after examples. So, if you've got a 1979 Washington quarter in your collection, don't just dismiss it as another coin. Take the time to carefully inspect it. Look for signs of wear and tear, and examine the details of the coin closely. Check for any minting errors or unusual features that could make it more valuable. And of course, pay attention to the condition of the coin. If it's in uncirculated condition, it could be worth a lot more than you think. As we wrap up this video, I want to remind you that coin collecting is an exciting hobby with the potential for incredible discoveries. Coins like the 1979 Washington quarter dollar show just how much value can be hidden in plain sight. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or a casual collector, always remember that the rarest and most valuable coins can sometimes be the ones that look the most ordinary at first glance. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating and valuable piece of American numismatic history, the 1993 Washington quarter dollar. While many people might overlook this coin, it has a special place in the world of coin collectors due to its rarity, minting history, and potential value. If you've ever wondered how a seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a small fortune, stick around, because we're about to uncover the hidden treasure of the 1993 Washington quarter dollar. Let's begin by discussing the Washington quarter series itself. This iconic coin has been a staple of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1932, designed by artist John Flanagan to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The quarter has seen many changes over the years, but its core design remains the same: Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, just like with any other coin, different years can bring with them unique characteristics that make certain issues more valuable than others. Now, 1993 is a particularly interesting year for the Washington quarter because it sits at an important time in U.S. minting history. The early 90s were a period of economic stability and growth for the United States. As the country was adjusting to the changing world of digital technology, the U.S. Mint was continuing its production of coins, which were meant to circulate and meet the demands of everyday use. The Washington quarter from 1993 was minted in large quantities, but that doesn't mean that they are all easy to find in excellent condition today. As with any coin, the value of the 1993 Washington quarter dollar is largely determined by its condition. Most of the coins that were produced in 1993 were used for transactions and circulated widely, which means that they've experienced plenty of wear and tear. If you come across a 1993 Washington quarter that looks worn down, with faded details or obvious scratches, it will most likely be worth no more than its face value of 25 cents. However, the real value lies in those rare specimens that have been carefully preserved over the years. An uncirculated coin, in perfect or near perfect condition, is far rarer than you might think. These coins were not meant to be in circulation for long periods, so most of them were quickly put into the hands of people who used them for daily purchases. It's these coins that have been left untouched in coin collections or bank vaults that hold the real value. A 1993 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition can be a rare find, and its value could be worth significantly more than what you'd expect. But what makes the 1993 Washington quarter even more interesting for collectors is the potential for minting errors. If you've ever looked at a coin and noticed something a little off about the design, you might be looking at a minting error. These occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, which can lead to a number of different types of flaws, anything from doubled images to off-center strikes or even wrong metal composition. Minting errors can make a coin incredibly unique, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. For the 1993 Washington quarter, the most sought-after minting errors include things like doubled dies, where the design appears to be stamped multiple times, or off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is misaligned. These errors can dramatically increase the value of the coin. If you happen to have a 1993 quarter with one of these rare flaws, your coin could be worth a lot more than you might imagine. But it's not just about the minting errors or the condition of the coin. The mint mark also plays a significant role in determining the coin's value. The 1993 Washington quarter was minted at different facilities across the United States, and the mint mark can tell us where the coin was made. For example, quarters minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint are marked with a D, and those from the San Francisco Mint have an S. Philadelphia quarters are the most common and are usually worth less than their counterparts from Denver or San Francisco. Denver Mint quarters, marked with a D, are also relatively common but can still fetch higher prices than Philadelphia coins, especially if they are in exceptional condition. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors, and these coins, often with the S mint mark, can be particularly valuable, especially if they were part of a special proof set or were never circulated. However, for the 1993 Washington quarter, the most valuable versions tend to be those in exceptional uncirculated condition. If you find a quarter with a pristine finish, sharp details, and no visible signs of wear, you're in possession of a rare find. The condition of the coin is paramount when it comes to determining its value. So if you have a coin that looks like it just came off the minting press, that's a major advantage. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the value of the 1993 Washington quarter. While most of these coins will be worth their face value if they've been circulating for years, a 1993 Washington quarter in excellent condition, particularly one with a minting error or rare features, could fetch a remarkable price. How much? Well, if you happen to have a 1993 Washington quarter that is in exceptional, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of $77,000. Yes, you read that right. $77,000. A single coin, just 25 cents in its original form, could be worth a staggering amount if it is in perfect condition or has a unique error. Coin collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for rare and pristine examples like this one, and they're willing to pay top dollar for the privilege of owning a piece of American numismatic history. So, if you have a 1993 Washington quarter tucked away in your collection, don't underestimate its value. Take the time to carefully inspect it for any signs of wear, minting errors, or unique features that could increase its worth. If you happen to have an uncirculated specimen, or one with a rare flaw, you might be holding on to a valuable treasure worth thousands of dollars. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting coins in modern U.S. history, the 1988 Washington quarter dollar. You might have seen this coin many times before, perhaps tucked away in your pocket change or resting at the bottom of a coin jar. But little do most people know that this seemingly ordinary quarter has the potential to fetch an incredible value. If you're curious about how much this coin could be worth, stay tuned because we're going to reveal some surprising details about the 1988 Washington quarter dollar and why it might be sitting in your collection worth thousands of dollars. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1988 Washington quarter, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter series itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. This coin quickly became a staple in American currency, with its design featuring a profile of the first U.S. president, George Washington, on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, over the decades, there have been multiple design changes and minting variations that have created different types of Washington quarters, all with varying values. The 1988 Washington quarter was minted during a period of significant change and growth in the United States. The country was in the midst of a stable and prosperous period, with the economy doing well under the presidency of Ronald Reagan. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Washington quarters to meet the demand for circulating currency. But while many of these coins were widely distributed and used, some are much rarer than others. To understand what makes the 1988 Washington quarter so interesting, let's look at its key features. First, we need to understand that this coin is part of the standard Washington quarter series, which features the traditional design that had been in use since 1932. The obverse side of the 1988 Washington quarter features a detailed portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 1988. On the reverse side, we see an eagle with its wings spread wide, representing strength and freedom. Surrounding the eagle are the words, "United States of America, et pluribus unum," and $quarter. While this design was familiar, there was something unique about the 1988 coin that makes it stand out in the eyes of collectors. One of the most important factors that determine the value of any coin is its rarity, and rarity is determined by a combination of factors, including the number of coins minted and how many of them have survived in good condition over the years. The 1988 Washington quarter was minted in large numbers, with over 500 million quarters produced that year. So, you might be wondering, how could a coin that was minted in such large quantities be worth anything special? The key lies in the condition of the coin, as well as certain collector preferences for specific coins that are harder to find. Most of the 1988 quarters that are still in circulation today have been well worn, with visible signs of use such as scratches, fading, and other forms of damage from being used in transactions. Coins that have been circulated and have visible wear and tear are generally not as valuable. However, coins that are in uncirculated condition or that have been carefully preserved over the years can be highly valuable. In fact, the 1988 Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more than its face value of 25 cents. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins in excellent condition, and a 1988 Washington quarter that is uncirculated or near perfect can fetch much higher prices at auction or from specialized dealers. These coins have sharp, crisp details and no signs of wear. If you happen to have a 1988 Washington quarter that looks like it just came off the minting press, you might be holding on to something quite special. Of course, the condition of the coin is just one factor to consider when determining its value. The presence of a minting error or other distinguishing features can also increase its worth. Speaking of minting errors, this is another exciting aspect of the 1988 Washington quarter. Like with any other coin, errors can occur during the minting process. These errors are rare, and they can make a coin highly desirable to collectors. There are a variety of minting errors that could potentially increase the value of a 1988 Washington quarter. For example, some 1988 quarters were struck with double dies, meaning that the design appears twice on the coin due to a malfunction in the minting press. Others might have off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is misaligned, or even incorrect metal composition, which makes them stand out as rare and valuable anomalies. Minting errors are always in high demand among collectors, and if you have a 1988 Washington quarter with any of these unique errors, your coin could be worth significantly more than a standard quarter. For example, a double die error could make the coin worth thousands of dollars, while an off-center or misaligned strike could make it even rarer and more valuable. Minting errors are often one of a kind, which makes them incredibly appealing to collectors who are always on the lookout for unique specimens. While these minting errors and rare conditions can certainly increase the value of your 1988 Washington quarter, the most valuable versions are generally those in pristine condition or with unique features. As previously mentioned, the 1988 quarter was produced in large numbers, which means that finding one in excellent condition is a rare occurrence. Even though many collectors may have 1988 quarters in their collections, those who have one in near perfect or flawless condition are the ones who hold the keys to potentially valuable finds. Now, you've been waiting for the big reveal, so here it is: the 1988 Washington quarter, if found in uncirculated condition or with a rare minting error, could be worth an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $70,000 for a single quarter. When a coin is in outstanding condition or has something unique about it, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collections. And since the 1988 Washington quarter is relatively rare in perfect condition, the value can skyrocket if you have one of these sought-after specimens. So, what does all this mean for you? If you happen to find a 1988 Washington quarter in your collection, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for signs of wear, minting errors, or any other special features that could set it apart from the typical quarter. If you discover that it's in mint condition or has a rare flaw, you may just have a valuable piece of numismatic history in your hands. If you enjoyed learning about the value of the 1988 Washington quarter and want to discover more coins that could be worth a small fortune, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an exciting video. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, happy collecting!